Can you believe it is day 5 already of our 5-day meditation challenge? I'm Lynn Curry. I'm a McNair director at Central Michigan University. I am so happy that you are tuning in to find out a little bit more about meditation. What is this whole thing about? And what could a daily practice potentially do for you? Teaching meditation is one of my absolute favorite things to do because it is a practice that for me is non-negotiable in terms of forming the foundation of my own well-being. It just helps me stay more grounded, more centered, more able to handle all the things. And so yeah, I'm thrilled to be able to offer this 5-day experience to you right now. And I look forward to staying in touch as well. At the end of this video, I'm going to invite you to join me for my elongated meditation experience / offering and how you can access that. But as a recap, I just really want to get this, to stick, right? So this idea of sitting and breathing, which is essentially what we're doing, we're sitting and breathing a little bit every day. We're creating the space and time for ourselves to be able to do that because we see it as a priority. We're training our brains. We are simply exercising our minds. We are training our brains to be able to focus. That's all we're doing. It's a simple exercise. So similar to how our bodies need exercise, our brains need exercise. And so that's what meditation is. Simple as that. Focus, 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 focus. I always like to just start here because this, in essence, is what meditation is. It is teaching us how to focus. Lots of different kinds of meditation, as I mentioned. The practice that we are sharing together is awesome because it's a very simple practice based on just feeling our breath. That's all we're doing. We're just simply focusing on our breath. And when we do that on a daily basis, a little bit every day, right? Daily practice, we can begin to ultimately step into some of these things, right? Understanding ourselves better, knowing ourselves better, developing greater compassion, church bells again, and having the courage to simply be who we are, right? Because we become more at ease with who we are. We get to know who we are, right? And we can step more into that. But really, it can also help you sleep better. It can help you deal with stress better. It can help you reduce anxiety. It can help you clear all the clutter, right? Clear the clutter of your mind so that you can focus on a test that you have to take or a paper that you need to write or a task that you need to do, right? It's as simple as those things, right? So it has potential for, being much more profound than that, but at its core, right? When we learn to simply come in, center, ground, let go, stop attaching to all of the stuff all the time, right? We can simply feel more at ease. Awesome, right? So this particular practice, right, the shamatha practice is also known as a practice of tranquility, right? It's also called a practice of peaceful abiding, right? So peacefully abiding within oneself. I love that, right? Because don't we all want more of that? I want to be peacefully abiding within myself. And again, it's never about, wanting to do that all the time and striving for some, unknown sense of perfection in any way, shape, or form. But it's rather just even a smidge more, right? Feeling more grounded, more centered, more secure, more at ease. So today we are going to do 5 minutes of meditation as our grand finale, which is really exciting for me. 5 minutes is just a great place to start, right? 5 minutes of meditation. Can you afford to carve out 5 minutes of your day? I'm going to challenge you and say that you probably can, right? you can cut down on a number of different things and make that a priority. So I'm going to invite you to do that. But before we get into our final practice together right now, I wanted to offer 3 nuggets of wisdom, if you will, when it comes to, as we're stepping more into a consistent practice, building our practice. It's like, how do we maintain that momentum, right? So, as you start building these little streaks, I mentioned using the Insight timer as a great, the free version of the app. You can absolutely use the timer to keep track of your days that you're meditating, how many minutes you're meditating. And once you start to build the streak, how do you stay and keep with momentum, right? And so I think that it really comes down to, again, doing things in the spirit of experimentation, right? So that curiosity, right? And just continuing to be curious and experiment. I wonder if I keep going with my practice, I wonder what might happen, what might come, what might I begin to see in my life as a result, right? So just keeping it light and just being curious. You never know. And this, starting to notice not only about yourself when you're in your practice, but also, and perhaps more importantly, what you start noticing about yourself beyond your practice, right? Just daily life. What are you starting to notice? And this is, this is absolutely one of my favorite things too, is just when I start to notice things within myself and I'm like, oh, I bet that is from my meditation practice. I've given you a couple of examples, or, just being more in tune with my body, being able to react less, right, to any sort of situation, right? There's just so many triggers out there, right? And so when we meditate on a daily basis, at least for me, one thing I find is that I'm a little less triggered. Not that I'm not triggered, but I'm a little less triggered. Or if something comes up that's hard or scary or anxiety provoking, it still might, cause those feelings to come up. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm okay. I can do the thing that needs to be done to, handle whatever it is. And then I move along, right? So just starting to notice, and this is going to be different for each of us, right? So that's where, comes into community and connection, and sharing this with friends, and hit me up on social media, because I would love to hear about your journey. And I'm serious about that. I really am very interested in your experience and what you might find as a result of exploring this practice. And then this. Being gentle, gentle with yourself and with others, of course. But, some days are going to be crappy practices and other days are going to be awesome, and it doesn't matter. Being gentle, right? Being gentle with yourself, however it is, however you are. If you build up a big streak and then skip a day, fresh start, day one. It's okay. Be gentle. Let it go. It doesn't really matter. It really does not matter. Even though it's fun to build up the streak. Ultimately, we are learning to be gentle so that we can grow that compassion, right? Grow the compassion, learn more how to do that, right? And as we become gentle and we soften and we open to ourselves and ultimately others, right? That's when we can just be like, you know what? This is who I am. This is who I am. This is who I am, and this is how I am. And we have the courage then to simply be who we are. That's the best way I can describe it. So those are my things for today. And so let's get to our daily practice. How about that? And so we, I think, are used to the process by now, but I love bringing us into our meditation posture together. We simply take a nice seated position on the floor, on a chair. If you need to lie down, absolutely do that. And we just simply come into our seat. We simply come into our seat. We can declare that this is our time to meditate. Everything else can wait, because it probably can. We are creating the space and time for ourselves to simply be with ourselves, to tune in, hone in on our breath, exercise our minds, work with our minds. And so we just relax and let go. We come into our nice, uplifted posture, light but grounded, strong but soft. We simply relax and we let go. All of this, belly, chest, throat, jaw, face. Reach up toward the sky. Breath is natural in and out of the nose. Chin slightly tucked. And our eyes cast down in our soft gaze. Practice of wakefulness, practicing being present and awake in our life. We simply take a soft gaze. We simply take in whatever it is that we see. We let our eyes mix with our vision. Let it come toward you. There's no gripping, no staring. Softness. I see what I see. Feel your natural elegance. Feel your natural dignity in this beautiful, simple posture. And we begin to ride the waves of our breath. Feel our breath. Feel that beautiful sensation of breath, wherever it's most pronounced for you, in and out. Just ride those waves, the inhale followed by the exhale. The inhale followed by the exhale. It begins again. No effort. Breath is natural. We simply follow the flow of our breath. Anchor in. Soft gaze. Strong posture, but relaxed, soft, open. Our mind will continue to make thoughts. Absolutely normal, it's what it does. And in our meditation practice, we simply let our thoughts be as they may to the side, to the background. We let them fade away because right now we're simply tending to our breath. And there's no need to do anything with our thoughts. We just simply let them play in the background. We might, kind of still feel that they're there, but we don't need to do anything about them because we're simply breathing. We're sitting and breathing together. And sometimes our thoughts might come over and entertain ourselves. We might feel pulled by our thoughts. Completely natural, completely normal. It's an opportunity right there. That is the practice. The practice when we are noticing, we become absorbed in our thought and we simply wake up. We notice, oh, I'm thinking. We can say to ourselves silently, I'm thinking. No big deal. We simply choose to let the thought go. We can make that choice to let the thought go. Come back to breath. We notice that we're thinking. We can choose to let go, and we simply come back. That is the practice of our meditation over and over again. Fresh start. Begin again. Gentle. Doesn't matter. That can be our whole practice. And we're going to sit together for 5 minutes. Thank you for your practice. Thank you for practicing with me, and thank you for practicing together. It truly is a special thing. And speaking of which, how might we be able to practice together more? Clear my throat. Mm. Well, as a matter of fact, I have an offering just for you. And so the details are going to be at the end of this video. But the short and long of it is that you can hit me up on my website, which is 365mindfuldays.com, and my current meditation offering is called 100 Mindful Days. And so my intention behind that offering is simply once you sign up, it comes with 5 very similar to what we did here, but it goes a little more in depth. 5 core modules of introduction to mindfulness and meditation and our technique of shamatha, felt sense of breath. So we go over those. So you have sort of some background materials, but really the offering is meant to help you build consistency and develop and cultivate your daily practice. A little bit of meditation every day. And so we just completed 5 minutes together. Congratulations. I really want to acknowledge this beautiful accomplishment that you have stayed with me for 5 days, A, and then B, you just did 5 minutes of meditation. How wonderful. It still might feel like, Lynn, that was really long. That felt really long, and you might have been a little anxious or whatever, but again, trusting, where's my trusting card? Trusting is, where is my trusting card? Trusting is where it's at, right? Okay, I obviously, oh, here it is. Trusting, right? Trusting yourself and trusting the practice, right? That curiosity, spirit of experimentation, openness to yourself, and just seeing where it might take you, right? So, congratulations. What I was saying though, my intention with my 100 Mindful Days offering is simply to help you be consistent, right? And to explore what that consistency might bring. And so what it is that you'll get a daily email with a link to a 10-minute meditation video with me every day for 100 days. And again, if you miss a day, we're not going to beat ourselves up. It's not a big deal. And yeah, so we sit together and we practice 10 minutes of meditation, which again is a good place to start. It's not too much, even though it might seem like a lot right now. Give it a chance, right? You'll get used to it. And again, we're just going to see where it might take us. So 10 minutes of meditation, you'll get a nice little email with a link to a video, and I include like a little daily offering, reflection, inspiration, if you will. And I love what's great about this is that I'm offering it on the Teachable platform. And so we are able to stay in touch easily. You can leave me a comment. I love when my community of meditators leave me comments, love notes. I will write you back. Speaking of which, maybe that is not something that you're interested in, and that's completely fine. I love that you've joined this challenge, even just to, take a little peek inside what I had to say about meditation. But another way to get in touch with me is you can email me at lynn@365mindfuldays.com. Lynn, Lynn, at 365, like the numbers, mindfuldays.com. And I would love to know what your intentions are, like what your thoughts are. What did you think of this? Maybe you've already experimented with meditation and you want to come back to it. Just feel free to email me. Feel free to tag me. I'm mostly on Instagram at Lynn Marie Curry. Curry. I'm sure you can find me. But I love when I see my students out there meditating and tagging me. And I'm very much about just keeping it real and keeping it simple and carving out the space and time on a daily basis for myself, encouraging others that they can do it too, to simply sit and breathe. Because at the end of the day, right, I come back to the training our brains. Our brains need exercise just like our bodies, and that way we can learn how to focus, right? But that it doesn't happen overnight, and it takes some time, some gentleness, some openness, some curiosity to explore what a daily practice might bring. So that is what I have. Thank you so much for joining me. I am so thrilled. Please keep in touch, and I hope that even if it just plants a little seed that you might not, notice growing for years from now, that to me is very special. So thank you very much, and take care, be well, and yeah, think about insight, compassion, courage, what meditation might bring. So thank you very much. Bye.